You're listening to Life with DJ Sessions right here on WCSUFM.org.
Welcome back to Life with DJ Sessions. My NMLS number is 271-823. Today we have another special guest, Marian Montgomery. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
How are you?
I'm good today. How are you?
Oh my gosh. So I'm glad you're here because I've got a lot of questions and a lot of people want to know about you and what you do. So if you could introduce yourself to the audience and to the radio station.
Well, I want to say thank you so much for the invite. DJ and I, we go back a long way. So,
yeah, we do.
And hey, I'm Marian Montgomery, and I am the Vice President for PC Title Pros. I'm Vice President of Marketing, and also I am the founder and CEO of Invite a Vet Foundation, where we celebrate military veterans and their family. And also I am the founder of the Kare, where we also help with people with their estate plans.
Yes,
so, yeah.
You're just a woman of many talents.
Many talents.
And you're right. We need to go way back. And it's funny. I met Marian because for years, some people will relate to this in the industry that we had to use only one title company, right? And for certain. And so I went independent. This was 2013.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can use anybody. And someone directed me and said, hey, you got to reach out to Marian. She's the best at what she does. And so, and that's how we connected. And you're still in the business. In fact, the first question is really, with over 20 years of experience as a vice president of marketing in the title industry, how has the marketing evolved in this field and what's changed?
Wow. A lot has changed.
Right. Heavy question.
So I haven't been vice president for that long. But I actually I tell people I started when I was 12 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not even a teenager. Okay, I like that.
No, because people look at me and like, so how long have you been in the business? And I'm like, I'm going to let you guess.
Right.
But no, I've been in the business since 1986.
86. Wait, I said over 20 years.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it'll be almost 40 years, man.
Hey.
Yeah. So a lot has changed. So as far as the title insurance, in 2008, when the downturn of
Crash.
the market, oh gosh, yeah, and a lot of foreclosures, the uptick of title insurance did go up.
Okay.
And then it really went up when the purchase contracts changed.
Okay.
So when it showed that the seller was going to pay $300 towards the owner's title insurance.
Right.
But then it changed again. The purchase contract changed again, where it's still on there, the title insurance, but now the buyer actually has to make a decision to put that check mark on that box.
Now, is that $300? Is that like a nationwide thing, or is that just more of a state of Ohio?
State of Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the Dayton and Cincinnati purchase contracts.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so it wasn't, state. It's basically what, each like Dayton realtors and Cincinnati realtors got together and they put together.
Were they behind closed doors?
Put together. Now, I don't know if it was behind closed doors, but they put the contract together. So that's,
So, I mean, you're talking 40. I mean, so you have a lot of industry and you've got a lot of industry experience. And so, and I can go to the next question, but can you kind of break down really what is title insurance? I mean, I think some of us, and I know, even me trying to explain it sometimes, and I've been in the mortgage side of things for 21 years. So, it's like, well, you got to have it. The lenders require it, but, the owners not required. So it's a lot of little back and forth.
But when you asked me about that question, I said, you know what, let me do some research and find out for myself, how did title insurance actually come about? And when I did a Google search, I'm going to read this little short history story.
Okay, yeah. Break it down for us.
Break it down, yeah. So, historians tells us the first legislation regarding ownership of real property in America was enacted in the English colony in Virginia in 1626. So in 1868 was the first case of Watson versus Muirhead helped create the title insurance industry. So Charles Murhead was a Philadelphia conveyancer, which now we call them title examiners, employed by Watson to search and report on the title of a property Watson wanted to purchase. A judgment by default was outstanding against the seller. For whatever reason, Murhead believed that the judgment did not constitute a lien against the property, and after getting a affirming opinion from a respected Philadelphia lawyer, he reported the title to Watson as being free and clear. Okay, even though that, remember, we said there was a title defect, right? Okay, but he reported that it was free and clear. So Watson purchased the property. Sometime later, the judgment was, in fact, deemed to be an encumbrance on the property, and Watson was forced to sell it and pay the judgment. He lost his property and his investment because of an error in Moorhead's thinking. He sued Moorhead for the damages, but the court held that the conveyancer was not liable for an honest mistake, and Watson was left without recourse. Largely as a result, in that case, a group of conveyancers, now title examiners, met in Philadelphia. In 1874, the Pennsylvania legislature passed an act providing for the incorporation and regulation of title insurance companies, which triggered the founding of title insurance. And that's how it began.
They're always conspiring in Philadelphia, ain't they? It's like always Philadelphia. We're going to change some stuff. Let's meet in Philly.
Right.
So, and if I understand that right, so, I mean, you're right. They're basically saying, you can break it down better than I can, but if I'm saying, hey, yeah, buy this property, it's free of any liens or nothing, and then the insurance now basically says to the buyer who's like, yeah, I'm buying it with this insurance that nothing else can come back on me. Is that kind of how that works? So if something comes up in the later on or something?
Yeah. So with title insurance, there's two types of title insurance. There's a lender policy and there's an owner's policy. Right. So the lender policy, just like you require the buyer to purchase it. So what title insurance will do is pay for any court costs, lawyer's fee, and pay up to the claims of what the sales price is.
Okay.
So the difference between the two is a lender policy only protects the mortgage.
Right.
So
and it decreases.
And it decreases, and the value of that insurance decreases. And a lot of people think that, okay, well, the lender is requiring the title insurance, so if there was any kind of thing would happen, then that policy would take care of you. That is a myth. Okay. It does not.
It covers the lender.
It covers the lender. Right. It does nothing for the owner.
Not me personally, but just the lender.
It covers the lender.
I know it to me like it was me, even though I'm representing the lender, but I don't.
But it covers the lender.
Yeah.
But the owner's policy covers the owner.
Covers the owner.
So, and it covers the owner up to the sales price. So, say for instance, someone's purchasing a property for $200,000, and there is a claim up to $200,000. Then that underwriter. So, we as a title company is an agent of an underwriter.
Right.
Okay. So, our underwriter, would cover. They would hire the attorney. Right. They would pay the court costs, and they would pay out the claims up to the sales price.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Hey,
so
you guys got that?
Yeah.
All right. So, and I'll kind of, that was deep. I like that. So, when it comes to marketing title insurance, what are some tricks of the trade that you have that you use to maybe stand out, market, it's just standout strategies you can share?
So, I'm all about education.
Okay. Yeah.
I've had lunch and learns forever.
Yeah. And there were quite a few of those.
Yes, you have been. And so the name of our lunch and learns is called Iron Sharpens Iron. Yeah. I've changed the name a couple of years ago, and, and it brings, the real estate, realtors, lenders, insurance companies will come together and learn from each other. So during that part of our lunch and learn is a title tip.
Okay.
And the title tip, we always talk about, either the title insurance or title, proration of taxes or something like that. But it is, it's very important. And what I'm seeing, you asked me how the people in the market are, looking at title insurance now. What I have seen lately, and I'm thinking it's because of the purchase contract changing from, the seller paying $300 towards the owner's title insurance, is that people are not purchasing it, which is crazy.
So what type of repercussions that?
Well, the type of repercussions is that if there's a claim, they're going to have to pay it. They're going to. So
they're running that risk, saying, "Look,
they're running the risk." And the thing is, title insurance is a one-time premium that you pay for. It's the cheapest insurance that you would ever pay for.
And I've heard, is there some truth to, if let's say I purchase the owners, but then I use the same title company to then maybe say refinance? There's like a discount, if you will, if I continue that.
Yeah,
policy?
there is.
It's like reissue.
There's a reissue rate on it, right? Yeah. So even if you sold it within the 10 years, so there's like a 10-year rebate, where to the new buyer. Yeah. So you purchase the title insurance, and then within 10 years you sell your property, and then that new buyer would get a discount on the title insurance.
So that's a good jib. But hold on, to be double check this though. Do you have to use the same title company?
No.
Though? Oh, you do not.
No. So as long as you have that settlement statement.
Okay.
From your where you closed.
Yeah.
Because on that closing disclosure or ALTA statement that they call it now, it will have who the underwriter is.
Okay.
On that statement.
Okay.
So as long as you have that statement, or you remember who you closed with, then you can, pass it on to that. And so no, you don't.
So
have to
they
use
don't
the
do
title
that extra
company.
due diligence.
But we like you to use the same title company.
Yeah, absolutely.
PC Title Pro.
Yeah, there you go. Nice. And by the way, these questions, I'm kind of getting thrown off here because I think I was like, make them more conversational. And it's like, you've been around the block in the title insurance industry. So tell us, how does financial literacy impact people's understanding and appreciation of title insurance? And I think you kind of really hit on that already.
Well, as far as financial literacy, I think people who have a high understanding what financial literacy is will purchase title insurance because they know how important, they don't want to come out of their pocket and pay an attorney fee. Attorneys cost what, $300 an hour?
Yeah.
Or more.
Right.
It depends on.
That's a really good point, because I have had people. That's a really good point, because I have people who are just like, oh yeah, I want it, and then you have the folks who are like, well, I'm not real sure, and then you have where cash to close gets tight, and so they're trying to cut everything they can, and so it's like, hey, you should get this, and it's like, I don't really want.
Well, the thing about it is that they can still purchase it 30 days.
So they have 30 days.
So they have 30 days after the closing to purchase it. But then after the 30 days, we can, they can purchase title insurance at any time. But you're going to be requiring another title search to be done.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So outside of that 30 days is where it's like, okay, that makes sense. So let's say I'm a newbie when it comes to title insurance. What are key things I need to know to make smart decisions during a real estate transaction?
Well, your lender is going to require you to purchase title insurance.
Yep. What's this charge? It has to be there.
So, if the lender is going to charge you to purchase title insurance to only protect the lender,
right?
You as a newbie would want to be, protected
as well. Yeah.
So, it
okay.
I know myself. I work for a title, and I've been working for a title company, and I bought 6 homes. And all 6 homes, I purchased title insurance.
Nice.
Even though
you're in the industry too, so.
Well, I mean, I could say, well, they did a search, and they didn't find anything. And what do I need title insurance for?
Yeah.
It protects, it protects against unforeseen claims. Right.
So let me ask you this, because this just popped in my head, because I do remember, helping a client with the new construction, and they're like, "Hey, it's brand new. There is going to be no case. I don't need any of that stuff." So what are your thoughts on?
Oh my gosh,
new construction?
New construction. it protects you 90 days after the closing for mechanic liens.
Okay, so those mechanics.
So you might have a subcontractor that didn't pay another so you got the plumbing, you got the carpenter, you got you have all these, and maybe somebody didn't get paid, and then they come back and throw a mechanics lien on your title, and
so they don't go to the builder first, or like they try to, like, I'm trying to think of how you're insulated at all at that point, because I would think that you're right, the subcontractor didn't get paid by the builder. Wouldn't they have that builder claim, but then maybe they're not getting anywhere with that builder?
right?
So then they're like,
because the builder might go out of business or file bankruptcy. Then where are you?
It's almost like more recommended even on a new build, because I can see that happening. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So.
Or maybe the developer, there's a land. You still have the land. People get.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that.
Right. It's like.
What was there before, and then
it was a land before you put a building on it.
Right.
So, and maybe that land owner, may have had some heirs.
Right.
That didn't sign off.
See, that's a gem. See, look at you over here dropping gems. That's right. I have claimed to this land. My great. That's some real stuff. Because if you're like the homeowner, you go outside like, wait, what's going on? And someone's on your lawn or something. Like,
exactly.
Wow, that's real talk. All right. All right. So one of the questions is, in the wild world of title insurance, how can marketing pros like yourself build trust and transparency in the real estate industry? Any secret sauce you can share?
Well, still getting back to education. It's just educating the consumer, and it's funny because sometimes we'll get a title order, and it might be a cash transaction, and they're buying it from grandma, and they're like, we really don't want a title search done. We just want a quitclaim deed, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Think about that.
Oh, I hate quitclaim deeds. I hate
Okay, wait. Expound on that.
Quitclaim
right?
deeds.
Why do you hate them?
Passion.
We got to know about
So quitclaim deeds has no warranties. No
What
warranties.
is a quitclaim deed?
A quitclaim deed is, well,
and I don't...
let's just get the correct.
Okay. All right.
Let's
I don't
get
want
let's get the correct
Yeah,
definition.
because you hear these terms, and then it's like, okay, because there's like, because it's actually quit, right? Like Q-U-I-T,
It's
not
Q-U-I-T.
not quick, like Q-U-I-C-K.
Right. So quitclaim deed is a deed that does not imply that the grantor holds title.
Okay.
Okay? But that surrenders and gives to the grantee any possible interest or rights that the grantor may have on in the property, which means nothing. Oh my God. When people ask, when I see a quitclaim deed, when we're doing a title search and I see a quitclaim deed, I like, what? It's like, just run. Just run. So there is reasons to have a quitclaim deed. And I would say, like if you are a lender, not a lender, but if you are an investor and you have it in your business name and you want to get a loan, and the lender doesn't want to make the loan in your business name, but they want you to quitclaim the deed into your personal name.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. Or, during a divorce situation where, the interest is, the attorneys will say, you need to do a quitclaim deed to convey the interest into
one of the spouses.
But one thing about that, as long as you're married, I don't care if you got a quitclaim deed or whatever, it does not release dower.
Now, dower is an Ohio thing. That's not
dower is an Ohio thing. There's only 3 states that still have dower rights.
And Ohio's one of them.
Ohio, one of them.
Buckeyes.
Yeah. Kentucky and Arkansas.
Oh, Kentucky's one too, and then Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Okay. But then I'll see sometimes there's a box for community property, though. That's not the same as dower, right? Because there's a community property state, or is that the same?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not, because the community property state, I believe, is 50%, where dower is only a third.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll go over that another
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
You'll just have to have me back.
I'm gonna have to have you back because it's funny because if you think about it's funny because I mean Greg was on the last episode. He's kind of the real estate piece, finding the home, and we got a lot of realtors out there, real estate professionals. And then I'm kind of the lending piece, but then there's always your piece that's always on these
which
transactions.
Is always it's like the what
What-
does a
yeah,
title
it's such a
what does
mystery.
a title company do?
Yeah.
Why we got to pay?
Why gotta pay all
Well,
that?
we got to pay title insurance.
But you guys also
or
handle the
title.
money too, right? Because you
Oh,
guys are also
yeah.
and now is that always the case, or can someone maybe do the search, but then someone else handle the essentially the settlement, right? The monies that handle the transaction, or is it always going to be people who do the search also handle the escrows?
I mean, there's companies out there that just do searches.
Okay.
And we will maybe have a title company. It's not a title company. They're just search companies.
Okay.
That we will maybe if we have contract that out. Yeah, if we have one, if our examiners are too busy, or they're because we search every all 88 counties.
Oh yeah.
But we're not our title examiners may not go that far.
Right.
So we'll have to contract it out to another company to do the search. And then we will underwrite it, in our office. And then we also have outside, which are main underwriters, which is the title insurance, underwriters.
Okay.
So, it's a lot to the title industry.
It is.
I love it.
It is. Well, and we're actually almost done here, so I've got just a few more questions. You're not off the hook yet. We got a few more questions here. So, the digital age has transformed real estate. How has marketing and title insurance industry adopted to leverage the technology and reach a broader audience?
I'm glad you asked me that because now we do e-signings.
Yeah, so notary.
Notary.
You also do the
Yeah,
notary. Notarized, right? The company is like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys do offer that.
Do.
Nice.
We
there you
do.
Go.
A few of the girls in the office have their e-notarization license.
Yeah.
To do that.
So explain to the audience maybe who doesn't know. Well, what does that mean, right?
Okay. So you might have a customer that is out of state, or maybe someone who just doesn't want to come to closing or whatever. And then we will set up, through our e-notarization platform and to, reach out to that person to have the documents notarized and signed online.
All online.
Online, yeah.
And so I learned this last year. This gentleman was actually in another continent, right? Mm-hmm. And the only way that our lender approved the deal was that he had to go to a U.S. embassy to do the e-notary.
Yeah,
they would not just accept him in anywhere else other than the U.S. embassy. I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know. Is that kind of something you've experienced, or I don't know if you do a lot of folks who have been out of the country, but. That was my first.
Now it's new for us,
right?
So I'm not really sure. I don't have my e-note, and I'm not going to.
Okay.
I'd like to see people in front of me.
Yeah.
But people do need that.
Yeah.
And they do that. So
well, yeah, and not only that. I mean, I know a lot of lenders, including myself, we offer that as a benefit. I mean, you can. You don't have to necessarily be here in person to be able to close.
Right.
You get loans done 2 weeks now and sometimes under. But if we have the ability to say, hey, I'm here, but I can do it virtually. I mean, there's a little bit of a premium for it, but I mean, I think it's a great benefit.
Oh, yeah.
I did it one time, because you're like on camera and everybody has to verify themselves.
Right.
It's kind of cool. Last question here on this end. HBCUs have a unique position in education. In the world of title insurance, how can they contribute to raising awareness and understanding among students and alumni?
Well, them becoming, wealth,
right.
As far as real estate,
right.
Which is great because it's, you can manage that. You can either become a real estate investor,
right.
You can become a realtor,
right.
You can own a home, You can pass that home down.
Right.
You can flip that home. That builds wealth for them.
Right.
So, and I love to see young people come to my closing table.
Yeah, it is nice.
Oh my gosh, it is. It's great to see, people just out of high school.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Or out of college. And we have some young real estate investors that are doing the thing.
Nice.
They are. And, it's like some of them have started with one house up to now they're up to 400 houses.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You got that contact? You'd like to talk to him. So listen, we're gonna wrap it up. So, is there anything else you'd like to add? I know you mentioned you do the Invite-A-Vet. You do the Kare. Any other plugs you want to put to the audience?
Yeah. So our Invite-A-Vet, even though we celebrate military families, veterans and their families.
Shout out to all the veterans.
We also have a educational piece to that.
Okay.
And our educational piece is a home buying. So we have a expo that's coming up October the 19th.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to be at the UD Center.
Okay. That's where
the UD Fit Center. So we're going to, and that is our home buying, selling, home improvement expo.
Well, I need to be a part of that.
You need to be a part of that.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Wait, this is October
19th.
2023. So if you guys are listening to this in the future, it's gone.
Yeah. And then our fall festival, which is for the veteran. So it's our Invite-A-Vet Fall Festival, jamming with the vets.
Nice. Wait, I went to one last year.
You went to the gala.
Yeah,
okay. You went to the gala at the Packard Museum.
Yeah. Okay. So this is something different.
So this is something. Hey, we had our car show in June.
Okay.
And we we had our car show at the Polish Club picnic grounds on Needmore. Okay. And we had about 300 people come through. Yeah, we had about 60 cars. Beautiful. And then we had a float. One of the Marines brought a float in. Okay. Which was awesome.
Nice. Okay.
And then in November, we're going to have our estate planning expo. Okay. November the 14th.
November 14th. We got to have you back on. Yeah, we have you back on to talk about estate planning because, it's funny when you mention, you put people buying real estate. I know I kind of was joking about the gentleman with a lot of properties, but I mean, you're right. You're accumulating wealth, and when we talk about generational wealth, and the theme of the show being lessons in financial empowerment. I mean, how you transition through onto that next life is really important. I mean, it's probably the most important.
Because the thing about it is like you have all these houses that you have accumulated, which is great. But if you don't have it in writing as far as when you pass on, who are they going to pass on to? Right. You're going to let the state decide?
Probate.
You're going to let the state decide what they're going to do with your properties and when you work so hard for them? Yeah. So, it's so important. When I was settling my dad's estate, even though he had a will, but there was so many things that, through that experience has helped me with when we have to settle an estate at our office, and it seems like since the past 2 months, all of our transactions at, our office has been settling estates. And, people come in and they acting crazy. And because I've gone through what I went through with my settling my dad's estate, I relate very well with them.
It's already a tough period.
It is. It's tough. And especially if you're an executor and your family has already been beating up on you.
Well, I love to unpack some stuff because, because the whole trust and how does that relate to it. So, you're right. That's a whole nother topic.
So, you're going to have me back.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Good. Well, good. Well, I don't have anything else. You got anything else?
That's it. That's all I have.
All right, good. Well, this again has been another episode. Tune in. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're listening to Life with DJ Sessions. Special thanks goes to Wade Oberlin of OnOurOwnRadio.com, Charles Fox, K-Divas Music Media, and the BDG Network. For more lessons in financial empowerment, Stay tuned right here on WCSUFM.org for more Life with DJ Sessions.